baby faces. Victor Villain here. Let's see who's making their way to the ring.
Mischief, yeah.
Pretty chubby flaco, dímelo, mi gente.
Yo, that ass.
Welcome back.
That ass. I fucking didn't even like skip a beat. I was like, oh, all right, Chubbs.
You actually thought it was him.
Shit.
Just
Elite
got-
Steve.
And
Four
with, and
hours
even
later.
more so now, just exhale, guys.
Woo! Woo! Wow.
How we living? How we feeling?
Mania weekend felt like a whole other job. God
Sunday in itself
damn.
felt
I'm going to have to take
like
the
a
whole
double
weekend
shift.
off next time.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
rough.
Yeah, it was rough. It
Well,
was rough.
I mean, it
rough,
knocked
rough
out a
outing.
couple people, right?
About 3.
Wow.
Yeah, shout
got-
outs to the real pretty chubby Flacco. Shout outs to JP Savage. Shout outs to Old School Joe.
By far the best
Wow.
entrance ever. ever. This.
I mean, when people are out, we have to make fun of them.
Yeah, it's kind of
like,
a thing. It's a rite of passage.
Like PCF did it with JP.
What are you talking about, brother? I'm right here.
Old school.
Vete a dormir.
I'm at the bingo halls.
Oh.
My name is Old School.
Who took my blue chew?
I touch people. All right, so WrestleMania was quite the weekend. But WrestleMania wasn't the only thing that happened. We already talked about G1,
Right.
Ring of
right.
Honor, Super Show.
Well, let's start off with some thank yous first, man. Let's say some thank yous. Thank all the people that joined us this past weekend for Mania at the No Nice Things tailgate.
Truly, no nice things happen.
No nice things at all. Know that myself.
Better watch your
personally.
fucking mouth.
I will now. Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's good to see you guys made up.
Yeah, it was.
We
cool.
figured it out. And speaking about figuring it out, let's thank Spunk Lube.
Oh,
Shout
for
out to
figuring us out. Hey.
That's not
That's us.
That's
as
not
well.
how that
not-
was supposed to
that's
go
not
at
a
all.
Oh.
Spunk Lube
That
for
wasn't in
all
the
your
script?
lubing needs. No, man. What? That wasn't even like a thing. That was moving on.
She said.
So WWE put on what felt like a very, very important show. See, like, maybe I'm biased because I was there, right? We were all there. But WrestleMania felt like a spectacle. It felt special.
It felt to me like that was the best one they've had in a while, honestly.
Okay.
Like, everything made sense for the most part.
I mean, they gave the people what they wanted, right? You had Kofi winning the title. Becky walked out with all the gold.
And they did it in such a smart way as to not put them back to back, where we got everything that we wanted back to back.
The layout was really well done. It was a nice surprise right in the beginning of the show to get Seth Rollins.
And it was smart. Because Lesnar would do something like that. If I'm not going to be on the main event, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
So Brock Lesnar comes out, right? Or
wait.
Heyman comes out, rather.
Not even Heyman. First thing, Alexa Bliss, the host of WrestleMania,
word.
comes out
right.
True,
and
true,
says if she wants a WrestleMania moment, she can do it with a snap. And I thought she was going
Thanos
to
came
insert
out.
herself into a match. But Terry comes out. Hulk Hogan
oh,
himself.
Bolea, that guy.
And it was pretty unmixed reactions. Everybody seemed like they were cheering for that dude.
Yes. So everybody kind of bought in for the most part,
For the moment.
but there was. It's been louder.
Absolutely.
It's been louder for less. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it was. Yeah, he got a pop. But
I thought it was a weird thing, especially with Kofi winning the title. Like,
so to that point, actually,
Yeah.
Big E
Yes,
said
his
that he
tweet.
had a moment with Mr. Terry Bollea and that he appreciates a
The
guy that's
apology.
trying to redeem himself or like.
There
whatever.
must be some change, right? I guess.
Yeah. So I think he finally had that conversation that he needed to have to.
I think that's the only way they would have let him back anyways.
Right.
To talk to the talent
Right.
and, apologize for the situation,
So Heyman comes out.
to the tune of Real American.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
Best walkout.
Hogan
all
was
night.
still out, right? So Hogan was still posing, and Heyman's like, all right, man, we got a show to run. Because this shit is like 9 hours. Unless you took the train, and then it was 14.
Sucks for you.
New Jersey Transit. Thanks a lot, brother. You left a
No,
lot of
no,
people
no.
standing.
Fuck
Shout
'em.
out to the bus that left me hanging the following morning.
They had a Mania hangover, too.
Well, I mean, they shouted out on Twitter, and I got a little response.
That's true. That's
They
true.
gave some love.
HPC do things, you know what I mean?
But, yeah, moving on.
So Heyman comes out, does his thing. He's like, nah, if he ain't the headliner, he's going to open the show.
Because he wants to get the hell out to Vegas.
Yup.
Oh, the way we ultimately appreciated, something like that?
Something
Yeah.
like that. But
Double or nothing?
I like that. Hey, let's fucking play with that. Triple H
Hey,
already shouted
name
him
it for
out. You
yourself.
already Spunk Lube for all your lube needs. I told you. Didn't I say that?
This was meant to
We
be.
were gonna
tell
This
you
was
this
meant
is
We
to
gonna
did
be
say
fun.
we were going to plug it as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know what else you can plug? With Spunk Lube?
Yeah. Oh, you gotta be like,
ladies and gentlemen.
Spunk Lube.
Oh.
I mean, figure that out. You know what that
Hey,
means.
we out here with some.
So Seth Rollins defeats the Brock Lesnar in a surprise. I didn't think he was gonna lose.
Nah.
I thought Brock. Listen, I didn't think there was a chance in hell that we were gonna get Becky.
Kofi.
Kofi.
and
So
Seth
you
to win.
sacrificed Seth
and Seth.
to
Yeah,
get Becky and Kofi, or just Becky?
yeah.
To
I
me-
thought
to
Becky
me-
and Kofi. I
Okay.
thought they'd do 2 out of 3.
Ever since Roman came back, it seemed like that was going to be the sacrificial lamb,
Yeah.
pretty much. So the fact that we got it to open the show was fucking the crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
It was very hard to hear.
And out of the 3, that one's the most predictable. You want to say?
What?
Seth and Brock.
No, I
No.
thought
I
he was
had-
gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
mean,
he
but
was taking
given
a
the fact that
fucking
you knew
ass
that
whooping.
Brock was gonna go to the UFC,
No,
right?
because he's
Oh,
done this
actually,
before.
no. Who
No,
was
he
it? Did you
resigned.
mention?
Yeah,
You mentioned
he
that he
resigned his
resigned.
contract.
Okay.
And
okay,
every time
okay.
he resigns his contract, he sticks around. So
Right.
I was sold. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
all
you're
right, this
right. I
is
do
gonna be
remember
Seth.
that.
Yeah, I think that was my pick'ems too.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so.
AJ Styles defeated Randy Orton in
a
a
match-
tough match to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it.
I actually.
Who?
And if you couldn't see it,
who
you should do what a lot of people did and email WWE because some people have gotten free tickets to future events. I emailed.
Shit.
That you
Yeah.
just blew up their spot though.
Yo, HPC got you.
We out
Yo,
here. Send it to
So
'em.
if you don't know what happened, right? If you were sitting in the crowd, the WWE for whatever reason decided to put a bright yellow spotlight. Now listen, you're
Like
at
a yellow
WrestleMania.
streak, like
You're at Yesomania.
Yesomania.
Yeah, Yesomania, right?
And they're
there's
giving
gonna
out no
be-
signs.
There's gonna be lights everywhere. Like it's gonna be crazy bright. Like whatever. It's gonna be fucking just hectic. This fucking light came straight out of the sun's asshole. Like it was.
It
like,
was so bad.
Like I'm half drunk.
I
half
got a
retarded.
headache
Like,
from
I'm
it.
sitting in the. I'm like, oh shit, my head is pounding from 3D in this dumb fuck. And yo, I'm just like, how?
His head was pounding.
Yo,
His head was pounding.
nah, because we ended up giving like fucking 4 3Ds. Everybody wanted some.
Yeah, we was giving them like Skittles.
They didn't want none.
They didn't want none. Nah, they wanted it.
Yeah, they wanted
Just
it.
like
They
the
did.
people that went to the whack ass Bullet Club
Oh.
tailgate. They did some bullshit.
Hey,
And people were paying to get chopped by Tuck Fale. They first he was like, some dude came up to me and was like, yo, how much can I pay you for a chop? He was like, fucking $20. Stupid.
Stupid.
So he took his $20 and then a line for him. He's like, oh, me too,
and
$20.
as his hand got more and more sore, he upped the price to $50 per person,
Oh
And
my
people
God.
were still lined up like, yeah.
which is great business if you can get it.
Hey, his hand was
Don't
probably the
hate the
size of
player,
a
hate the
catcher's
game.
mitt.
He's Tongan. His hands usually like that.
But we were 3D'ing you for free.
$3.99.
Free, everything was free 99. But you know what isn't free 99?
It's awesome.
We got you. We got you with the first HPC original skull shirt.
There it is.
$20.
You
right?
saw us.
You
saw
go
us
on
stunting.
Pro Wrestling Tees. You go elsewhere. All these shirts are $30 and shit. Dog, we got you.
Oh my.
We got you. $20. You get this original Skull shirt. HPC. Go to Heels Pops and Chair Shots. HeelsPopsChairShots.com/shop. Go to at HPC2 Sweet. I'm knocking everything over. I'm excited. I'm gonna buy me a shirt right now. I'm just saying.
I got mine.
Get
And
your
you
shirt.
know you saw us stunting. You saw us rocking them at the No Nice Things tailgate.
And if
So-
you haven't, because you didn't go, fuck you.
Go get chopped. Go get chopped for $20, $50, probably $100 now. But moving on, right?
Yeah.
AJ Styles defeats Randy Orton, so that's another babyface going over, right? Like I didn't think.
And watching it again, the match was actually really good. Randy Orton wasn't lying.
No.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he tweeted out, I'm sorry about the light being in your guys' faces.
But then,
Unfortunately, you couldn't see the match.
Verbatim, he said, "You missed a hell of a fucking match."
Yeah.
but then
and-
he kept trolling on SmackDown, but we'll get into that, I guess. Right?
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh man, this is taking long. This is taking as long as WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Usos defeated everybody else, right? In what was a pretty good match.
The entire SmackDown.
Everybody got
division.
their shit in.
Yeah.
And Ricochet and Cesaro, I think, sold the show. They both had some really dope spots.
And what an amazing stage, right? You just came from NXT.
that
now
was
you're
one
at
of the better matches of the
WrestleMania.
night. Like, match-wise.
Performance.
Moment-wise, not so much. But match-wise, it was really good.
How about the fall of the night?
From the scaffolding, falls count anywhere. Shane McMahon defeats The Miz. I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
For
Because
what I
you
saw
know
on
what?
TV? Yeah.
You know what? I love Miz's mic skills.
I watched all that live. I was like, oh, that shit is right there.
I saw it. It was right across from me. I love Miz's mic skills, but his wrestling is very safe, and that's fine. Whatever.
That's cool.
But it feels like in this feud, he's really taken on the role of Shane.
He's putting
Like,
himself out there a little
yeah.
bit more move-wise. Yeah. I mean, he took the bump, and
Dude, if you told me at Mania that Miz was gonna suplex Shane off of the scaffolding
with him
onto the floor, who would have fucking guessed that?
Yeah.
We know how Miz wrestles, and we know he wouldn't do something like that, but he did, and
That's
it was
great.
awesome.
That's a great way to step out of character a little bit, right? And show something
Absolutely.
different for step it up for Mania and whatnot.
but I like that Shane won because it builds him as a bigger babyface.
And I like
mean,
the way it happened. Miz went for this awesome move, and you thought he was going to win it after that.
And
But Shane falls on top of him because of the move that they just did, and has an arm. He kind of just flops all over him, and he loses
So that's
after taking the risk.
crazy finish.
funky finishes tonight. But let's move on, right? We got the Iconics. The Iconics finally getting the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in a match that was largely forgettable.
Until they won.
And then they won, right? So, like, again, you gave us what we wanted, but in the package that wasn't, like, the greatest. The best match of the night, though, was Kofi Kingston defeating Daniel Bryan.
I guess that's the point, right? Because you needed some calm down after the Shane spot. And then you have Kofi right after. They want to bring it's like a roller coaster, right? Every year.
I mean, they also didn't build up the Iconics as a big enough threat in the first place.
that was kind of wasn't
But-
it rushed?
But in true Iconics form, they didn't really win the titles. They stole them.
yeah, but I like that. So
No, I do
you're
too.
a heel,
Absolutely,
so eat
absolutely.
shit. But I don't know. I everyone talks about Sasha, myself included, that she's one of the greatest and blah blah blah. And
She hasn't done anything memorable.
yeah, she hasn't been terrible.
No.
But what do you remember most? What do you remember most about Sasha in general? Not about
Her
Mania
three title losses when it counted.
NXT.
and botches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Unfortunately.
Oh, but you mean the negative? Okay, yeah.
No,
definitely
just in
botches.
general. Like,
No,
yo,
but yeah,
Sasha
in
Banks.
general.
What do I think about Sasha Banks? I think she loses
And
the
not
big ones.
NXT, main
and
roster Sasha
she
Banks.
Main
botches
roster,
a
yeah,
lot.
no, main roster
So-
is completely different from the
Like, there's a
NXT.
reason
I'm not
why
talking about
Becky
NXT, really.
and Charlotte are the ones on the spotlight and not Sasha and Bailey. One, these two, I love them. They're great, and I know they have it in them.
Spunk Blue.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Not whatever. That threw me off. But
that one was just a little off timing.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
Nah,
but
that wasn't good.
that was just a little.
That was
a little rough.
I thought that was smooth.
but their promo work since coming up to the main roster has been abysmal. It's bad.
I can't believe this match. Yo, Kofi Kingston defeats Daniel Bryan. Let's talk about that.
Nobody could believe it. Everybody was doing backflips in the fucking crowd.
But let's talk about the real MVP here. Daniel Bryan put on a fucking clinic.
Yes, he did.
The whole match.
He
was
gave
fire,
Kofi
man.
every bit of offense that he needed. He worked that match. It looked like himself.
So here's the thing, right?
So you don't think this is match of the night?
Yeah,
This is absolutely
yeah,
match of the
yeah, I
night.
think this is match of the night. Easy. What's interesting, like, and just going back to Sasha Banks because there's a parallel here, right? Sasha Banks, just like Daniel Bryan, they're like injury prone and they're supposed to be like this underdog and blah blah blah, but they're supposed to be really really good wrestlers. Daniel Bryan, like, when do we talk about a botch from Daniel Bryan?
You don't.
When do we talk about a shit match from Daniel
And
Bryan?
if you do,
when
see
do we
a
talk
botch,
about like
he
a
makes
botch
you forget
promo?
it
Yeah.
immediately afterwards.
Yeah, and so because he knows how to like pick it up, right? Sasha Banks, like, when she shits a promo, like, that's all you remember.
She misses out on Wendy Williams appearances.
Well,
I wonder.
getting back on that, it seems like there's a real problem behind what
Yeah.
she's going through right now. So
I wonder if if they weren't supposed to lose those titles and Vince like last minute checked them. You know
And
how he tends to
honestly,
do.
And honestly, I don't blame him.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
That was
Because
an
the
uneventful.
Iconics, they come out every week, and whether they get shit on by the live crowd or not, they get a reaction.
Right. There's
They're
no
fun.
bad
They're
reaction.
fun, yeah.
the
they're funny.
Iconics are fun. Like, yo, hate them. That's what you're supposed to do, you dumb fucks. Like, that's the whole point. Hate them. I love it when you hate them. I love your tears.
We had a little Brooklyn heckler in the crowd.
Did you guys see the video of them when they got their side plates for their titles?
No.
They were going around showing everybody and being mad annoying. And you see Alexa Bliss in the background when she's bringing up Peyton Royce is bringing the title up to Mojo. And you see Alexa Bliss in the background. She stops and turns around immediately when she sees Peyton Royce. Because she's like, I'm not dealing with this today. Like, they're fun.
Not today, Jesus.
They're a lot of fun. I love watching them.
Another match that could have been a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it.
Joe,
It was great technical work.
Samoa Joe
Great strategies.
turns Rey Mysterio to dust in like a 1 minute
I loved
match.
it. You know why I loved it? You know why I loved it? Because it pushes Samoa Joe as a legitimate threat. And you saved Rey Mysterio from fucking up his ankle even worse.
You know why I loved it?
Fair enough.
Because it pushed the card along, and it was only 2 seconds long, and then the next fucking match came out.
Fair enough. I want to see Joe kick ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I do
felt like-
too, but I feel like this
and
was really effective
how
at
dope
showing
was-
how deadly he can be.
Fair enough.
How dope
that's
was
a fair point.
SmackDown with his first?
Oh, dude.
Well, all right, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Roman Reigns defeats Drew McIntyre. Uneventful match. Unless I'm prove me wrong.
No,
You
the
got
most
something?
eventful part of this was the
You got something?
entrances.
Nope. That's it, right? So, blah. Oh yeah, Drew McIntyre had like the drums and shit. That shit was cool.
This was dope. It was a takeover all
I
over
mean, they
again.
put it over by using his story.
Blah blah.
There
blah.
was no story.
I mean, the whole
There was
Roman
no
Reigns
story.
Trash.
wins his first
That
ever
was
match.
that was
since-
putting one where it didn't fit. Like there was no need. Spunk loop. Spunk loop. That shit. Triple H defeats Batista.
Awesome. I loved it.
It was a good match.
I loved it. A lot of people
listen,
thought it went too long, but if
was-
you watched it back the next day, it went perfect. I think we were just burnt out.
It was not. I don't think it was a good match,
I
but
think
it
it was
was. It
dope.
was a good match for me. I enjoyed it,
Well,
but
it's
the
not.
match was not a good match.
They're not technical wrestlers.
They're not technical wrestlers.
You're
it was
looking
like,
for an old school ruthless
Yep.
aggression like beatdown. That's
and
what you wanted.
and I got what I wanted.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
out there crying, shut the fuck up.
Look, the WWE.
It's not for you, yo. Everything ain't for you.
This card really had something for
Yeah,
everybody,
there's
and
a
that's
match
why I
for
love this
everybody.
People
mania
tend to
a
forget
lot.
that too, man. Like there's so many different matches on this card. It's different
There's so many different
styles.
kinds of wrestling
Yeah, it's
that they can't just do one style. Like it is what it is. Like you either appreciate it or you don't.
You know
Like
what
the
I
next one,
don't
be a bitch.
appreciate?
like the next
Baron
match.
Corbin defeating Kurt Angle. So
Loved it.
I loved it.
Absolutely loved
Baron
it.
Corbin, you
Heat.
bastard, you blocked us. Yo, you know who else blocked us? CM Punk.
Who?
CM Punk.
Who?
Hey.
The
He was-
best in the world is Shane McMahon. First of all.
That's why we got
Second
blocked.
of all,
I did like
you
what he had
got-
to say about Kofi.
we got blocked because he was out there talking about wrestling, right? He's got like this video out talking about wrestling or some bullshit. And
Well, no, they asked him about the Kofi thing.
but he talked about a couple things.
It wasn't a lot of wrestling.
The clip was
'cause they
like
asked
a
him.
1 or 2 minute.
Yeah,
it wasn't a long clip, but
He
whatever.
was asked about it, and
And he had something to say, but I feel like he always has something to say about wrestling. And the first thing he said was like, "I hate wrestling. I never want to talk about it." And the only time we really hear about CM Punk is when he's talking about wrestling. So that was my post was essentially like, CM Punk, I hate wrestling. See, also CM Punk, this video, and you blocked us because of that. Bye.
Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. We don't want no sensitive people following us. Get out of here. It's your jobber tears.
Feelings.
So Baron Corbin defeats Kurt Angle. Awesome. In another match that was not a good match. It was not a good match. It wasn't even close to being a good match. It wasn't even an interesting match. I'm just glad Baron Corbin won. To that point.
I just love that he went over, and he did it in such a dick way. He's a true heel. You don't like him.
You're gonna hate him now.
Absolutely.
On top of all of that.
Yep.
It's gonna be.
And at the end of the day, he's doing his job.
What are the chances?
Better than you do yours.
And I'll get to it on Raw when we get to his segment because he did a lot really well.
All right, but what do we? Is it possible we talk about him down the road as a top heel?
Yes.
He already
ever do
is.
it?
It's building. No, like a title contending heel. Yeah, it's in the. I think that
He's got a little work to do in the ring, but his mic work is definitely going to put stuff over.
I hate his flat delivery.
I think he's gotten
so
better.
Flat.
I think he gets better every time he's on the mic, though, honestly.
Fuck, yo, put some
Because-
emotion into that shit, man. He'd
Like
be
facial
so-
expressions and shit.
Yeah, his face. There's no real like inflection in his voice. Like everything comes out kind of just like Keanu Reeves. And, like, it's just
Shout out
like-
to Keanu Reeves.
I mean, John Wick
He's a
is
big
dope
time
as
fan.
fuck,
Yo,
though.
John Wick is
Listens
pretty
to
dope.
the fan. He's listening to the show right now.
I hope so, because
KO, yo.
John Wick, a.k.a. Keanu Reeves, because he's not Keanu Reeves, he's John Wick.
Yo, John Wick is fire.
So, I want to chill with you.
Kind of like
That's all
Finn
I'm
Balor
saying.
was not Finn Balor. He was more like the demon.
The demon.
That match, like, it doesn't get a lot of love because I don't think people watched it again, but they did everything right in that match. That was one of the better, like, put together matches because Bobby got in his offense, a lot of offense on the demon, but the demon destroyed Lashley.
and
they both seemed
right
dominant.
from the opening bell. He started attacking him. Right, I think he hit a drop.
Yeah.
kick.
So does that
And Leo Rush sold the demon perfectly. He was scared as shit.
Yeah, he was a little.
shouldn't like Finn Balor not have the title unless he is the demon? Like I feel like he shouldn't even carry it around unless he's got the paint on.
Yeah, but now you're gonna want to do cutting promos and the
Well,
paint on.
Nah, just like I can't carry the title because he doesn't let me. Who? The demon.
Oh.
I mean, you could look at it like that.
Shit. Yo, how dope would that be?
Finn Balor is officially the puppet you be seeing in that.
Yo,
box.
for real. Like, yo, Finn Balor can't get it done. But the demon can.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean-
it's true. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the match that matters most.
The ending of the match of the
And-
night.
The
And-
winner takes all Raw Women's Championship.
I do have a little bone to pick with everybody. Like, I understand when you leave a football game
Spunk
early.
Lube.
I do understand when you leave a football game early because football's fake. I understand when you leave sporting events and
Scripted, guys.
you leave early to get ahead of the traffic.
That's
'Cause
I
they're
don't
fake.
understand that.
Right.
I don't understand the ending
paid-
of the game, the ending of the match, the ending of the pay-per-view is the most interesting part of any event you go to.
And to leave a historic main event, to just see people leaving when the women are about to have the biggest match in all of WWE, because that's one of the most historic things that we've gotten, besides Kofi winning the belt.
And pyro.
Yeah, that too. That was historic
The
as fuck.
whole yearly pyro budget.
They
just
really
went-
fucking spent a lot.
Yo, it was
Alright,
amazing.
I feel you. I feel both of you. But Spunk Lube.
Whoa.
That had
That's
nothing
just
to
one
do
of the
with
plug it. I don't
Oh,
know, and feel y'all.
you should-
But
Yeah.
anyway,
I'll plug you
um,
with Spunk Lube.
given what happened though, don't you think it might have been it was a pretty good
far.
idea that they did low? Given what transpired.
No, absolutely
transpired
not. Because
with New Jersey Transit and the whole.
no,
everything
because
else.
it would have happened regardless.
Yeah, they
Well, I
would
mean,
have
they
just
left
happened
early.
later.
They wound up getting on the bus.
That's true. They did get out alive.
They got out. They got out.
Losers! You missed a good match with a shitty ending.
But
the
I
night.
kind of liked it.
Huh?
I kind of liked the ending because it pissed off Ronda.
No,
So,
so there's
you-
like conflict. Yo, there's literally I've heard reports from
You know,
every.
It was
end.
effective.
The
It
referee
was-
didn't like it. That's
it
for-
was-
That's
He
for
got
one thing.
fined apparently.
Yeah.
You're right. So
Not the only one.
one
by the way.
report was that the ref got fined because her shoulders weren't down, and referees, if you guys don't know, are trained to work a shoot, right? Like it's supposed to be what you see, like what's actually happening, regardless.
Like, they
of
could
what's-
actually accidentally count a 3.
Yeah,
If
like-
you're not
and
up
if you
on time.
if you count the 3, you gotta eat shit.
You
Like,
have
that's
to,
the new
yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
So I fucking lost my point, but the fact, but so the finish was shitty, right? I just felt like the match felt empty.
Empty inside.
We were burnt out.
The conflicting reports are that one is that like her shoulders were supposed to be up, right? So Ronda could look strong when she comes back, which hasn't been addressed at all. So I don't know if that's happening. There was another where like Ronda was supposed to submit Charlotte and the pin was a complete accident on the ref. The other one, like I said, was that the ref counted when he should have stopped counting, and like that was supposed to be the finish, but the ref got fined for not doing it correctly, which doesn't fully make sense.
Truth of the matter though is nobody fucking knows besides the people in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I don't
I
think
think that's a good thing.
I don't even think anybody cared at that point. 12:30 at night, people were just exhausted.
I cared because it. So here's my greater point that I keep pushing, and now is the time to talk about it.
Talk about
I
it, my
think
man.
this Mania was above average at best.
Okay.
A lot of people have come up to me and saying that the G1 Super Show was better. A lot of people came up to me telling me that NXT Takeover was better. A lot
Unfair
of people came up to me
comparisons
telling me
At the end of the day,
bunch of stuff. Why do you say that?
because WrestleMania isn't, contrary to the title of it, isn't a wrestling event. It's about moments. It's not about the matches themselves. It's about the moments
And
at
the
the end of those
experience,
matches
what
and the
you
experiences.
feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like G1 Supercard and Wrestle Kingdom. Those are wrestling shows. That's where up and down the card is going to be matches trying to top each other, and it should be at WrestleMania as well. But that's not the point of WrestleMania. Like
The
they're trying to
entire
tell
week.
different stories.
That's the same point of the whole
Yeah.
weekend, not
If-
just WrestleMania.
A more fair comparison would be NXT Takeover versus G1 Supercard,
Right.
and all the other independent shows that went on over the weekend.
So
And it's like I'm not even there for the results. Like, okay, yeah, maybe Jay White lost to Okada, but I still remember when Suzuki came out in the pre-show. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then
And
Haku and all these guys, and the
where that-
moment was there. I was
and
just
where
like,
that
wow, these guys-
differentiates itself with WrestleMania is we got John Cena coming back heel.
Thugonomics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
word, we know
it's,
so that shit.
it's moments rather than the matches themselves,
Right.
because John Cena
Right.
had a great moment, a WrestleMania moment, where Suzuki came out and fucked everybody up.
Thanks.
Like
Woof.
it's
That was a
it's a
moment.
different kind of show.
Great Muda. Like, wow. Like, these are
So-
guys.
Jushin
was-
Thunder Liger is
so
one of
Liger-
his last appearances.
So what
in the
was the
United States.
best show of the weekend then?
It's tough because if you take out the Ring of Honor stuff from G1, New Japan ran a great show, and I think from this point forward they should be doing their own shows in the United States.
G1 ran kind of late, too.
It did,
It ran
It
till
did.
midnight.
but a lot of that was because of the scuffle between Enzo and Cass
Oh, right.
and the rest of the tag teams that
Gotcha.
New Japan talent had no idea about.
I would say NXT.
I think NXT as a whole show did wrestling the right way.
They gave you everything that you wanted the right way and
There
in
was
the
no
shortest
filler
time.
No filler on
Yeah,
that card.
Yeah.
It
straps,
felt
too.
like the G1 Supercard. Everything that wasn't New Japan felt like filler, pretty much. Besides the street fight,
Ouch.
and look, I'm sorry. The ladder match was really good. I will give Ring of Honor that.
Oh, facts. That was.
It was
great,
really.
man.
It just felt like it ran a little over than what it should have. But that's because some dumbass got hit in the face with the ladder.
Jay White. What a dick.
No, that was
No, he-
Lethal. Jay
Jay
Lethal.
I mean,
Jay
Jay
Lethal.
Lethal, not
Yeah.
Jay White. He's a dick too.
Woo. But the Ring of Honor match is just. It felt like an indie show. I guess that's what they are at this point.
Yeah.
There was nothing that really differentiated themselves to put them on the level of New Japan. Like it didn't make sense.
Well, you took the heart and soul of it pretty much, and it's gone now.
Like if New Japan just ran their card with the Battle Royal where you had Jushin Thunder Liger, Great Muta, like all these guys. Haku came out. Then you had the Ref Pro title. What do you call it? Will Ospreay.
Oh yeah.
Dope
My
match.
boy.
He had himself a
My
match.
boy.
Yeah,
He had himself a weekend. He had a couple matches this weekend.
absolutely. He almost died a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, what else?
Then
is
you
new?
go into the Zack Sabre Jr. Tanahashi match. Phenomenal match. Then you had Kota Ibushi going against Naito in a phenomenal match as well. Then you had Okada Jay White. If you just ran those 5 matches, you have better competition against TakeOver for this weekend. None of the Ring of Honor matches really did anything for me.
I don't think the NXT had the best match of the weekend though.
No, my match of the weekend had to be the Naito Ibushi.
Yeah, that was.
That was one of the best matches.
No, the other one too. I like.
Jay White.
No, not Jay White.
That one was dope though.
Damn, I forgot already who fought. Anyway, but moving on.
Wow.
No nice things, bro.
Not one thing at all.
So we found out.
Gargano and Cole was also a dope match.
Oh, that was pretty good. Although hey, the match was crazy good. I loved Walter and Dunn.
Oh, that was amazing.
That
To me, that was
amazing, man.
that was
one of the show stealers.
One of the show
One of
stealers.
them, because right before that we had Riddle and
Yo,
Dream, and
Riddle
that
and
match
Dream
was awesome.
dope.
I thought
Riddle
it
was
Few
killing it,
spots
bro.
that was just amazing,
Yo,
man.
I don't know. I liked the Dunn Walter match better. I'm not saying the Riddle Dream match was bad. It was really good.
But that's what I'm saying with this like whole NXT takeover. The whole show was solid.
yo,
Like,
Walter
there was nothing that made you say,
Right.
Walter versus Samoa Joe WrestleMania
Oh.
37.
No,
Let's do it.
Walter
Let's
first.
create a black hole.
37. Why not at 36?
Well, because WrestleMania 37, we just found out where it's going to be, right? We found out it's going to be in Los Angeles, California.
Is it? Damn, we lost again.
They will not do it in fucking MetLife ever again.
They shouldn't.
Yo, son, that shit was crazy. It took me 2 hours to get out of the parking lot. God damn.
I took an hour and a half because I snuck out. But, Walter and Lars Sullivan.
I'm not sold on Lars Sullivan.
Nah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm not a big Lars Sullivan fan.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good?
He's good. He's
Ah.
a beast.
Let's see what happens.
I've
'cause
seen him in
wasn't-
NXT and I was never impressed with him.
How about Lars Sullivan versus Kurt Angle is going to happen? You know it's happening. In
Well,
the
do we know what's happening? Because they came out and fucked up the Hardys the next night.
fridge.
So do we know that's a thing? Like, because I don't.
It's probably not, but I think it's happening. AEW TV deals and streaming. JR spoke too much, and he said that AEW has a major network contract in the works.
Which is
Major Spunk Lube. It was noted on a recent edition of Wrestling Observer by Dave Meltzer. I love when a report starts that way, because I know to disregard the rest of it.
because nothing is gonna come of it.
Dave Meltzer, the best double talker in the business. That's what you got. Yo, you guys getting worked, man. Everyone's getting worked.
You know,
Listen, so this weekend, right, Becky Lynch is definitely going to win probably. I mean, things can change. That's what I heard. That's what I was told. People told me that Becky Lynch was going to win unless she doesn't. Because Vince could always change his mind. But I don't know. And then if Becky Lynch doesn't win, he's like, oh, well, things changed.
But it's in the Bible, the wrestling Bible.
Where is it? It's still in the car. Guys, we have not unloaded the car. We took out the bare
I got
minimum.
tables in my trunk that
Where's
ain't,
Where's the rest of this shit? We had this whole table full. Nope,
Yo.
it's still in the car. WrestleMania hangover is
no nice
real.
things tailgate.
All right, we gonna talk about Raw or what?
I was there and I don't know what happened.
Well, Seth Rollins started, and he was talking about the Universal title, and then the New Day comes out, and they were talking about their title. And first of all, the New Day rocking out.
Oh wait,
With their what out?
before all of that, let's talk about the pure athleticism of Big E. Pulling off a full split.
Full split.
Which he was forced to repeat on SmackDown.
Yeah, because everybody wanted it.
Right.
That's
Right.
what
Gotta
she
give
said.
the people
It
what
was
they
that
want.
impressive.
Spunk
It was
Lube.
that impressive.
So we're gonna get a champion versus champion match.
And
Wow.
I for sure.
Wow.
I for
How do
sure.
you start like that?
And I didn't realize at the time until the end of the fucking show that it was for the unification.
Unification.
I was like, oh damn,
And when
Kofi's gonna lose this shit already. No!
Everybody at Barclays was ready to riot, dog.
No
And
way.
Everybody.
when they made the match, I was for sure saying in my head, like, this isn't happening. Someone's gonna interfere.
Someone's
it's-
gonna jump in or whatever.
This is gonna
Vince
be
is
the
gonna be
next
like, no,
storyline.
like,
It
you're
was
not on
over
Raw,
10,000
like,
that
you
were
can't-
ready for that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though.
When's the Clash of Champions? That's like in August or some shit. Damn.
It's a lot.
The
Raw
Raw
Tag
titles.
Team Championship match.
Rematch.
Moving on. Yo, I thought that the rematch clause was never gonna happen again.
In
About
certain
that.
cases,
About that.
they said they would use it, but
Whack.
Baron Corbin.
Baby.
I liked his promo a
Yeah.
lot. He just seems a lot more comfortable than he originally did.
That tends to happen when you beat like a legend like Kurt Angle, right? Like you've got that mojo, you got the
Well,
sauce.
Even in the months leading up to all this stuff, he's been in like major segments, which have really you threw him out to the wolves, and he's come out on top.
Well, but this is the I like to your point that this is the first time that he kind of to me felt at ease. He was kind of fucking with the crowd a little bit.
Okay.
Which
You
is
know,
what you
he
want.
yeah, and I liked it. I just liked that he was so calm and he was just absorbing the moment and it felt organic. It felt like maybe this isn't scripted. Like maybe this is like just him flowing. So good for him,
He
right?
put out a tweet today or yesterday or something like that.
I wouldn't know because he blocked us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Kurt. About John Cena, that he wished he had another round with him, but he's not. You know, he's not upset the way things went. He's not. He's happy about how his career went.
Yeah, I think he should challenge the Doctor of Thugonomics.
a
Alexa
doctor.
Bliss. Oh, Lars Sullivan came out, right? Lars Sullivan
Yeah,
came
Lars
out,
came out, dropped
attacked
him.
Kurt
Yeah.
Angle, right? Blah,
I
blah,
was
blah.
the only one cheering in the crowd.
I was like, no, Kurt. And you're like, yeah, he beat the turtle. Alexa Bliss and Bailey. Alexa Bliss wins. Uneventful match. Becky Lynch comes out. And she gets to talk about a woman's right when she eats Lacey Evans' woman's right.
Oh, nice.
I really like this
nice.
feud.
I thought this was interesting because
yeah.
So at first I was like, Lacey Evans is crap. But storyline wise, right, it's really interesting because Lacey Evans is very much the woman,
Get ready for the push.
right? Like the lady, right? She goes, she wrote, I just got home and I made my husband a sandwich because that's what a lady does.
Oh.
I was like, oh shit. So she's like the complete antithesis of what Becky Lynch is, and that's why. That's how you make gold, right?
Wow.
You find like how to make characters kind of play off each other.
And to that
And that was
point,
very beautiful. That was a very nice, just organic fucking mix right there, and it
Yeah.
brings up Lacey Evans.
and to that point, like, she does it so confidently. Like, you believe her 100%. And she has a pretty good moveset. We didn't get to see it so much at Royal Rumble, but if you've watched her in NXT, she's not bad. And I think it's going to really push Becky, to have a even better match than she's been having. So,
Ricochet and Aleister Black, right?
Ricochet and Aleister Black against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Ricochet and Aleister Black. Moving on.
My
Yo,
God.
I got nothing to say about that. Rude attacks.
Well, wait.
Ricochet
Ricochet and Aleister Black, though. Right? Aren't they amazing?
From developmental.
Well, that's my point, right? Isn't it?
Holy shit!
That's my point. Isn't it stale already? Isn't
Oh
that
my
stale?
god, I'm already over. Like they're just fucking running roughshod through the whole tag team. Like, look, just storyline wise, right? You've got these two guys who just came up from developmental, and then you have these guys that haven't won a fucking match in like 37 years. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, and they get a championship match. And these two guys who very clearly wrestle for both fucking shows, they don't get like they don't jump the line when they've been winning. Just
well, no, because they lost.
Losers.
they lost so did the Revival, and they immediately got a rematch.
But they already
just
had a match at WrestleMania.
Trash.
Why would they get another Raw
Trash.
title?
Give them another 100 times. No, my
but
point is
Bobby
that-
Roode did attack who was it that he attacked after the match?
Ricochet.
Ricochet. He
Okay.
attacked Ricochet.
All right.
Yeah,
So he's showing some frustration there now. I guess maybe a heel turn.
maybe a heel turn. Blah blah.
Which,
blah.
honestly, that's what Bobby needs because his character should never have been a face in the first place.
that is facts.
So,
Goodbye, Ambrose.
Elias, why did I get
Oh, my bad.
interrupted? Wah.
And then he
then
gets interrupted
he
by the guy in the trench coat.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
I seen
we'll
him
talk about
before.
that. Dean Ambrose versus Lashley and Leo Rush. The only notable thing about this interaction was that Bobby Lashley's like, when you leave, I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
Oh.
fucking awesome.
And he wasn't
Yeah.
wearing his gray sweatpants. What a shame. But he got hooked. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Ends in a DQ. So, Mojo Riley yelling at himself in the mirror.
I mean, he
What
put
is
him through.
that?
He put
What
him
is
through
this?
a freaking
Announce table?
Announce table too. at the end.
Whatever.
But yeah, Rowley painted his eye
Yeah,
around his
was-
eye, looking like
Everybody?
Luna Vachon or a tribute to Luna Vachon.
I don't know. He looked like Cyborg. I don't know.
Fuck him.
I don't know what he's trying to
Fuck
do.
him.
Sami Zayn comes out.
Sami Zayn is
cut the
back.
promo.
It's such a
Oh,
good
whoa,
crowd.
whoa.
Everybody was happy to see him.
I like heel Sammy, man.
Mhm.
That promo
good.
was fucking amazing
good.
because he went from face to heel to
Yeah.
face back to heel
Yep.
right at the end. It was
And
great.
just- that's how you do it. You just control the crowd. You just play with their balls.
And
And a
everything that he said was true.
I mean, it wasn't.
And that's why people were pissed.
He kind of played like I just felt like I liked the delivery and all. Like he did a good job. But we've seen this promo.
But the
This
match,
is Daniel
he
Bryan's
fought-
whole shit.
He
Like,
fought Finn Balor. That's like a little. That's a pay-per-view match. At least
Yeah,
they didn't get the time you want them to get. But
right. And I think that's the point, right?
yeah.
But Finn Balor wins, so who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, and the promo came afterwards mostly. Dana Brooke congratulates Lynch. Blah blah blah. She wants an opportunity.
Elias.
So Elias comes to the ring.
And then the Undertaker interrupts him.
I'd rather see Sting.
Yeah. I think I'm over the Undertaker. Although he looks good. I mean, he looks like he's in shape. But
So blah 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 blah.
Can we just
Winner
cut this
take
show?
all. Seth versus Kofi.
man, it started hot.
The crowd was hot.
The crowd was
You-
hot.
When this match started, I was like, wow, they're actually doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I thought for sure Vince was going to say, oh, you can't make this match. You're from SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like some bullshit like that. And
Wait,
it was
speaking of some bullshit, though, right?
Spunk Loop.
Where you
Right?
going with that?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna go continue.
Oh, what I was going to say is it started off really good, and then fuck
Some bullshit.
everyone.
some bullshit. That's
The bar come out.
Everyone.
The bar come out and save us. And let me tell you why I said save us. This match belongs on a pay-per-view. It belongs. That's why I asked when the champions, Night of Champions is. This match belongs on the big one,
yeah.
not on some Monday Night Raw. But I appreciate what I got because that's what I wanted to see. Kofi can wrestle, man.
Facts.
People forget he's more than just a storyline, and he doesn't really get a lot of opportunities to show, to flex.
And this is one of
His
his last
full-
opportunities, honestly.
pecs,
Who knows?
'cause
He
he's
was-
missing half
He
his
was gonna
pecs.
retire before this New Day run. Now he got the strap. You think cuts it quick?
No, I
No
think
way.
I think after the New Day's a thing.
That's
like-
what. Yeah, right.
like,
After
I
New
think
Day.
he's done.
Yeah,
Just because he really does want to spend more time with his kids.
I
Right.
can see that. Yo,
So-
his son has mad charisma.
He really does. He was
Facts,
on the
facts.
top rope and everything. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
They both go on the ropes. The other one went on.
Definitely gonna
So-
be wrestlers one day.
Let's talk about SmackDown.
So they're in the ring. They start the
baby.
show, right?
SmackDown. You didn't give no time for the
Oh,
song.
yeah. I think we're good now. But yeah, they start the show. New Day celebrating Kofi Kingston's big win. Big E with a big split. Again.
Wow, again, right? Because the crowd was needing it. Like they needed that.
Like they weren't there the night before.
Right. Oh
It was
man.
all the same people.
Yeah.
I'll get to that later, but Sami Zayn mentions that too. Aleister Black and Ricochet start the show with versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh no, wait, what am I doing? That's the 6-man.
Yeah, well, you skipped all the way.
Well, that's just the first promo. That all they came out and did it was just
Drew McIntyre
set
walks
up for
out,
them.
right? Like Drew McIntyre was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I think if
I
they were
wanna
gonna do
fight
like
you.
an anti-New Day, that was a pretty cool
Yeah.
tag team.
Okay.
I think if you're gonna do something
I
like
love
that,
the
that-
pairing of the three though.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Love
Like,
it.
the
love
bar."
it. The bar with Drew McIntyre.
can we just talk about Cesaro real quick?
No,
Because this dude is a tag team wizard. He's won it with Tyson Kidd. He's won it with who else did he win it with? Cassius Ono on the
Oh,
Independents.
wow.
Like, dude's
Yo,
just
that's
really good.
that's a really good point that I never really fucking considered. He's just good at tag team.
I think he's in the perfect spot.
How
Like,
about
hey.
how about Drew McIntyre and Kofi? You think that's gonna be the feud going forward? For
If
the next pay per view?
if it is, which we won't know until the shakeup.
Do you?
I'm
Book,
excited.
but do you book Kofi over Drew with the way you wanted to?
Absolutely not.
That'll be. So he's gonna lose his first.
Oh,
his first
absolutely.
Oh,
You think he's gonna
man.
lose his first
If
time?
it's
do.
against Drew McIntyre,
I do, and it should if it's
Wow,
against Drew
que
McIntyre,
caca.
unless some miracle happens. But he can't cleanly.
But I don't.
defeat
I don't think that's gonna
Drew.
be it. I think it's a different feud.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't know anything until next week, till the end of Tuesday.
Well, WrestleMania is over. Now, TV has restarted. Raw had its show.
The
SmackDown
new season
started,
has begun.
and we're starting fresh, right? So 6-man tag.
You remember when Vince came out and he was like, "You guys are the authority."
But in fairness,
yo.
you can't really start any feuds right away because you do have to plan for the shakeup now.
Oof.
So until then, we can't really get anything new, and we do
Right.
have
This was kind of like
we
a
have
dead
like
show.
a month and a half before the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. And
So
they closed out pretty well.
Well, the 6-man tag was dope. I love that spot they had. They did that little flip. Or everybody, right? Alistair Black did his pose, and then everybody did
And-
it too.
Oh, that
And
yeah,
this-
that
yeah,
was a
was-
thing. Yeah.
that
this
was
brings me
fire.
to my point of factions. We should see more factions because of how big the roster is now. Like, there should be a Bullet Club. There should be a,
Yeah, man. Why not?
Faction wars.
man.
because,
let's
you know,
some
if one
factions.
person's not wrestling, at least there's a tag match that you feature, Bullet Club in or the club or whatever.
Right, and then
Yeah, but I don't
Which
trust
we
them
did
with
get
that.
teased of that online. AJ did tease that.
talk about it. What happened?
AJ Styles tweets out about he says hashtag shakeup, and there's a picture of him and the club, and then him and Finn two sweeting.
Oh.
So, could we see the club reunion in full effect?
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
No,
But,
that's not gonna happen. Because these guys aren't resigning, right? The Good Brothers, or maybe they'll do it before all that happens.
Well, they're not leaving till October, so
Well, that's a
they've
way
got
to
time.
entice them, right? I guess.
So the match ends, right? Ali gets the win, 450 splash. Everybody's going hot for the baby faces, and then Randy Orton out of nowhere, RKO, and on his walk up the ramp, what is it? Oh, my eyes, I can't see, right? Talking all that shit about
Trolling y'all.
trolling the people that had issues watching. Yeah,
And then-
Immediately
I never heard that
after,
noise before.
while Ali is standing in the ring. I mean, while Rusev is standing in the ring, KO comes out of nowhere and stunners the shit out of him.
yeah.
And what a sell by Rusev.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was
Yes.
nice. It was nice.
R-Truth and Carmella come out for nothing.
R-Truth and Carmella come out, and R-Truth congratulates Carmella for defeating Andre the Giant in the Women's Battle Royal
Yeah.
at WrestleMania.
He's a fucking idiot. And I love it.
Yeah, I can watch R-Truth do anything. Man.
I really wish he
cracks
would
me
do
up.
more comedy.
Joe
like
comes
that.
out, makes quick work of R-Truth, but then Braun! Yo.
This could be a dope match.
Yo, what?
Joe and Braun. I
Yeah.
think this is what Braun needs, because like right now he's a comedy act. Like he's
Yeah.
breaking cars and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like,
a
you
nice
need-
feud, a nice violent feud with Samoa Joe.
And you know what? Maybe a U.S. title run. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Because
Oh,
remember
Because
Oh, yeah.
in true,
Oh yeah.
my true opinion is Samoa Joe should be challenging Kofi at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think he should be the next
Who?
Samoa Joe. I think that would be a very good feud. So,
I want Samoa Joe. On
About
the
time you
TV.
put a heavyweight strap on him, man.
No,
He's-
for real.
He can carry you.
but that's what I'm saying. Like he would rip into Kofi with promos. He's one of the guys that can go and make an impact. No
Stands
pun
out-
intended.
Stands out.
Hey.
But he's one of those guys that just seems logical for a next feud for Kofi. He's a
Um,
threat.
So we get this segment now, right? With this hand puppet.
It's the gobbledygook I told you last week. It's the gobbledygook. Just move on. Just move on.
Yo,
Moving on.
what's happening?
It's a
bro?
gobbledygooker.
Come
Move on.
If this is Bray Wyatt, yo, I'm gonna be tight.
It is Bray Wyatt. If
Oh.
you didn't understand the
It's definitely
voice
Bray
and that it was a buzzard,
I'm gonna be so mad.
it was a
This
buzzard.
is so corny.
Dude, honestly, I'm over Bray Wyatt. I've been over Bray Wyatt for a while.
Man, what could
Um,
have been? What really could have been, man.
But really, what could have been? Not really, because once they turned his character supernatural, it lost all its glory.
They didn't know how to. They didn't get
Because
a grasp of how to
that character
do
is not supernatural. You can't do that. He was just brainwashing people
You know what would be
in a
dope?
Charlie Manson type
they
of way.
had-
He
they had
can be a
somebody-
little
No.
supernatural,
Nah.
but it was.
Nah.
I would have allowed. Like I would have been like, all right, cool, I'll take it.
His
But they just-
charm was the fact that he can manipulate people's minds.
Nah, but he played with the lights and things like that.
If maybe the WWE had somebody in creative
That was just
could focus
Nosferatu. Come on, man.
on like continuity of storylines.
Oh, interesting. You would say that.
Yeah, like the
I
continuity.
hear that
of-
there's an opening for a position at WWE
Is
headquarters. You
there?
want to talk about
There
that?
are, but
Is it on all 4 positions?
Spunk Lube for all your lubing needs.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
This is the most plugging we
it's for real.
like,
Sponsors, yo, you
This is
guys
the most
should love
plugging
us.
we do with Spunk Lube.
What?
The most plugging we do with Spunk Lube.
oh, Jesus.
All right, cool.
All right.
That was good. That was good. We'll
It was
edit
good,
that
but
one
I didn't
out.
want to hear none of it.
So there's a position open. Apparently, WWE is looking for writers that'll focus on continuity.
They are hiring. Did you
Long
apply
term.
yet?
But you know what? I
Nah.
don't care about none of that because the Iconics came out for their first title defense
Oh yeah,
against the Brooklyn Bells. Who?
Who?
the Brooklyn Bellas.
Who?
No.
Shane
Not the
McMahon
Bellas.
comes out.
They did
And,
retain.
Shane McMahon did his thing. He was really good at deflecting the whole CM Punk chants. They're chanting
Oh,
CM
yeah,
Punk,
yeah.
and he goes,
He was like, "Come on."
yeah, guys, come on."
Who's that
So
when originally when they
Who
cheered
the
that when he
fuck
first
is
came
that
back,
guy?
he embraced them a little bit. I don't know if you remember that. His first night back, they started cheering CM Punk, and he was kind of like, "Oh yeah, you know, CM Punk." Like,
He
kinda,
acknowledged them and
yeah, he
shit.
acknowledged it. This time, he just completely deflected it, as a heel should.
I thought, yeah,
yeah.
he's playing a different role, right? SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Yo, so I thought, right, I could have sworn that the Usos are gonna win this match, right? Because they, you know, the Usos, they do so well with the titles, man. They know what to do with these titles. But
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad, yo.
I'm not mad.
I was like, yeah.
They are one of the most decorated tag teams in WWE for a reason.
And what a great thing to see them win another tag team championships under their notch.
And this is
Under
a
the- I'm
feud.
sorry.
8 time, right? 8, I think.
Yeah, 8.
It was their second run after their return, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So then Lars Sullivan comes and just wrecks the Hardy Boys.
Ends that title
which
run.
isn't as
Fuck.
impressive. But
Yeah. Then Becky Lynch comes out and she gets hit with the woman's right. Drop
and
one
she
hitter.
goes down this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. What was-
Down goes Becky.
I guess it was a sucker punch this time, right? She snuck up from behind
But
her.
I mean, the
type
first
thing.
night was a sucker punch too, and she took it.
No,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she walked towards her and she was in front of her, and she saw her walk to her, and then she hit her. It was like kind of unexpected, but
I disagree
kind of
with
not.
you. I
As
feel
opposed, she turned around on SmackDown, and out of surprise, the first thing she saw was a fist. Tongue. You
That's
know?
the first thing we saw on TV.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
well, this is interesting. I mean, it just built up the Lacey Evans
Yeah,
angle.
I
right?
really
I'm ready
think
for it. I'm
I
ready.
really think
I'm
this
ready.
feud is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I'm concerned that Lacey Evans isn't fully fleshed out in the ring yet.
Well, don't worry. Vince is gonna force her down your throat. So by the time he's done with it,
And she's
Spunk
Spunk
Lube.
Lube
Make
for
it
your
go down
lubing
easier.
needs.
I like her
Wow.
now.
Hey, oh.
No nice things, yo.
No.
Damn, we don't have a tailgate to promote.
Damn,
not anymore.
I feel
empty.
empty.
I know. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The New Day versus The Bar and Drew McIntyre, right? So this is a 3-on-3, and it was alright.
Wait. We completely missed the segment where Sammy pulled a Lacey Evans and just came out and it was like, never mind. You guys aren't worth it. Walked out.
It was a money fucking segment. Do you not remember that?
Yeah, nah, I do. It was just longer to talk about it than the whole segment, so I didn't want to talk about it. Sami Zayn comes out
Sammy Evans.
and says, "You ain't worth it," and turns around.
And that was it.
The New Day
And the
versus
match
Bar.
continued.
The New Day wins. The match was alright.
It was not.
I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking,
nothing
but they just came
special,
off of
yeah.
Mania. They're going into their little break for now.
Shout out to one beach ball that was caught. At
Nah.
the
Cesaro
end of
does
it.
not
Shout outs
like
to
beach balls.
Cesaro, right? So
Putting in work on Monday.
he puts that picture up
Wait,
on he puts that picture up on Twitter of him busting the
beach ball.
beach
Beach
ball,
ball, right,
and he
right.
says professional ball buster.
Yeah.
I like that. But let's talk about it, yo. This crowd, what's up? They didn't win no Slammy. We already know that. They ain't us. But yo, they weren't all that wrong in taking over that show on Monday. Don't you think?
Oh, with the AEW chants?
All the chants. I mean, even the AEW chant. Yeah,
I don't understand chanting the AEW thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the thing is, they took over the show because they was pissed that the unification match was interrupted. Like,
what, you really thought you were going to get that on
No,
free TV?
I mean, we didn't. But think about it. Other people that don't know that or don't assume that fact.
If you're watching the Raw after Mania, you should assume the worst.
Yeah, but
you're not going to get everything that you want.
You
already got that at
They're
WrestleMania.
not all hardcore fans and smarks, and they're not going to know that.
I would be more inclined to say they were at Raw after Mania.
But those were the fans that were taking over the show after that point. Those pissed off fans that were in the moment.
But
that
why
were
are
wanting,
they so butthurt? That shit don't
finish.
make sense to me. Like, you know that this wasn't going to go through.
No, that's the point. They don't know.
What are you talking? They're hardcore fans.
No,
You're not
I'm saying not the hardcore fans. The casual
they
fans.
They wouldn't be cheering
there,
AEW if they were.
Yeah.
Casuals.
Come on. Who's chanting? Who's chanting AEW?
Only the hardcore fans.
You know who? The fans that know about the Young Bucks. Okay.
And
hardcore wrestling fans.
They're like your average.
Yeah, but
wrestling fan doesn't know the Young
No,
Bucks.
there's some casuals that know the Young Bucks, man.
No way.
AEW's high, and that's the thing. Now, that's the
they're
cool
not.
thing.
You're giving them way too much credit on that.
Number
not
one,
everybody knows about them.
You know what you just did? You just fell into the trap of thinking that people know what you know.
Yeah.
You realize like we know wrestling, but more than the average person.
Right.
The average person does not know the Young Bucks. You're doing exactly what fucking Dave Meltzer just did with Gangrel. Like, some dude was like, people don't know the Young Bucks as much as they know Gangrel. And, like, he was going back and forth with somebody like, Gangrel ain't sold no 4,000 shirts or whatever, 40,000 shirts or whatever the fuck it was.
I guess, but I just feel AEW is a strong enough name that it's cool to know AEW, at least know them and shit. And
for the hardcore fan, yeah.
If you're against WWE, the first thing you're gonna say is, fuck. What's the best way to say fuck WWE is AEW, like chant AEW.
Then don't spend money on their show. What the fuck are you doing there?
But they just got robbed of a unification match that they
thought
was gonna
that
finish.
Wasn't gonna happen.
If you knew, you wouldn't chant though. Because you wouldn't be pissed, right? If you were pissed,
I just think some fans like to hijack shows.
Okay, I guess
because there's no reason to chant CM Punk at shows.
That's true too. Yeah.
I mean, when
CM Punk's been gone for 4
Shane
weeks.
McMahon comes out, you chant CM Punk because they're the best in the world. I get that part, but when you start chanting him randomly,
on Raw, it had
and you're not chanting CM Punk if you're not a hardcore fan, because the casual fan has long forgotten CM Punk.
Facts.
It's all these hardcore fans that go to these shows and they want to take over the show with the beach balls, with the everything. Like, the
beach balls is hilarious. Watching the guards just go. So you got one guy in this corner trying to jump over barricades and fucking catch the beach ball. And this, by the time he gets there, the ball's already on that side. It's just hilarious.
It's like, yo, asshole, you don't know how these beach ball things work?
Hey, look at the Hall of Fame all over again.
So now that we're Bret Hart, watch out. Now that we're done with the shows, right?
That's all the time we have for you folks today. We still know you getting your fix, so we don't care a damn where you getting it from. Thank you for showing love.
This
Thank
is really
you for
happening?
coming through to the No Nice Things tailgate.
That was quick.
Thank you to everybody that helped made some sacrifices and put in that hard work and dedication.
Speaking of
to
sack,
make it possible,
Spunk Lube.
Right there for the sack.
Wow.
Before you hit the sack, and
who's hitting the sack?
Bunch of sacks.
Spunk Lube.
Anything else you want to get
5-star rate and review.
Oh, right.
Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on your mother's face. I mean MySpace. I mean Facebook. I mean what?
And then there's another thing you can do now.
Check out our shirts at heelspopschairshot.com/swag.
Put the swag in that strut that you do.
$20 limited run. Yo, it's a limited run. We already sold a bunch at the No Nice Things tailgate. Come get them online. They're on our website. Get that shit. Don't be a loser.
They're limited right now, so don't wait till we on back order, because then you're gonna be tight about stripping and shit. So
stripping.
Whoa.
And all of that. Yeah.
What?
People get tight. Whatever.
Oh, that's what she said.
Stripping is not for everybody. 10 count to 10 toes. See you next week.